Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with a live match reaction tonight because why not? Why not jump on live after Aston Villa have booked their place in the quarterfinals of the Europa Conference League after smashing, cleaning up against Ajax 4-0. And yet, never in doubt, never in doubt. Well, maybe we weren't saying that after 15, 20 minutes, but in the end, it was a comfortable night for Villa, and the class shone through, and some really good performances and some much needed performances from some players, which we'll get into. Return to form for a number of players, which was great, and what a response after Sunday's defeat. It doesn't matter necessarily who it's against. You want to respond, and what a way to respond, and takes us into Sunday's game with real renewed confidence. And like I say, some players that needed some minutes, needed some confidence, needed some goals, and we certainly got that. And another eventful game. So, guys, before I get into it, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. We are about, I think we're 30 away now from 3,500, which would be amazing if we could do that tonight. What a night to do that. So if you haven't already, subscribe, get your comments in. We've got loads and loads and loads of comments in. So let me just go through before we get into the game. Paul, I knew we would win easily, never in doubt, and I'm a massive liar. Exactly. We were a bit nervous, weren't we? Mark, nervous as I've been for a game in a long time, worn my kitchen out floor pacing. And Gaza, worrying times over Ollie. We'll get into that because Leon Bailey did give us a little insight into what's the matter with him. I've tweeted that I've put a message out there. What a win. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to become a member, click that link. It is pinned at the top of the chat. And thank you for all of your support. Cloudy with a chance of UFOs. Get in there. What a scalp that is, lads. 4-0 as well. Lovely jubbly. Peter, 4 on the left side of the hyphen this time. That's much better getting up the Villa. Exactly. Eugen, brilliant evening. Michelle, hello to you. Vannin, great night. Duncan says, great win. Jamjack, few for Watkins, even though I believe with minutes under his belt, Duran could be brilliant. We'll get into that as well. Up the mighty Villa. Standing on the word says, come on the Villa. Rod says, beautiful. Yes, we'll talk man of the match in a bit, Vannin, definitely. Good Ollie news. Well, maybe we'll see. We will see. Ugent said Diaby back in form. Duran on the score sheet. What's not to like? Exactly. Hopefully, top 5 will hold Champions League position. Some great results today for the champ for that 5th spot. Definitely. Willie, good evening, mate. Evening, Rich. Another 4-0 at Villa Park. This time the score was the right way about. Exactly. Blooms was at the match on his way back from the game back to Cambridge. Much better atmosphere than it was on Sunday. Exactly. Absolutely. Alan, good evening, mate. Charlie is in the house as well. Good evening. A really good win. CC, make sure you message me for your prize. And that's exactly what we needed to do. And yeah, man with the golden gun up the Villa. CC, yes, Duran is such a wildcard. He is. Really love the kid, huge personality, and he did make a massive impact when he came on. But let's talk right at the start first. So I put my predicted lineup out, and they're slightly different. Obviously, the same back 5 as I predicted: Martinez, Cash, Carlos, Torres, and Moreno. Louise and McGinn. And then it was Bailey, Rogers, Diaby, and Watkins. So really mobile, really attacking front kind of 4. And but the way the game started, I thought Ajax started it off pretty well. They kind of had the game as they wanted. Villa couldn't really get anything going, and it seemed like, one of the things with young players when they play in a team, you've got to earn the trust of their teammates. And it seemed like Rogers was getting into positions but wasn't being given the ball, and he got an early yellow card as well, which didn't help on 11 minutes. The ref obviously wanted to stamp his authority on the game. I don't think it was a yellow card, but he got it nonetheless. And Villa couldn't really get any rhythm going right at the start. And then Mansverk, he'll come into it later. He got a yellow card on 14 minutes as well. And neither team had many chances at all. I think there was one that went across the box from Villa, but nothing major. Watkins again got a yellow card, and this is where he picked up his injury, sliding in on the goalkeeper, hit the goalkeeper's studs on his knee, and apparently, as Leon Bailey's revealed after the game, he's had a cut to his knee, and so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Because if it's Bailey says it's quite a serious cut, but hopefully, if it heals over the next couple of days, it won't be too bad. But if it is like an open wound or he needs stitches, he's obviously going to be out. However, they did strap it up. He came back onto the pitch, and he was involved obviously in that key moment. After 25 minutes, we get a corner, and really well worked. Diaby's on the goalkeeper, causing a bit of a nuisance, moves out the way. There's a little bit of running in the box, and Watkins has a free header, very similar to the Luton goal, and heads it into the top, into the corner, a glancing header, and yeah, job done from there. And you could almost feel that relief, that collective relief around the ground. Villa get off the mark, and yeah, and we start to play a little bit of football. And Rodgers had picked up the ball a couple of times earlier than that, had a few openings, and he started to get into the game a bit more. And it's a shame that he picked up that early yellow card, because he did have one more foul, and the referee really did give him a last warning. But he did have an effort that just went over, just from outside the box. Really nice effort, and then Ajax did have an opportunity right at the end of the first half. Moreno tries to shepherd it out of play, but Chuba Akpom, who'd come on, he managed to get ahead of him, put it across to Brobby, who was going to put it in the bottom corner, but Matty Cash did really well to get back onto the line and clear it. And that was the only opportunity for Ajax in the whole first half, really. So yeah, going at 1-0 1-0 up at half time. And yeah, obviously Rodgers was skating on very, very thin ice, and Emery took the opportunity to make the change at half time. Obviously, Duran had come on for Ollie Watkins. He'd done his work as well. So two substitutions by half time. Tielemans coming on for Rodgers. And yeah, we started the second half a little bit disjointed. But once we got into it, and I think once John Duran had kind of felt his way into the game. Obviously, he hasn't played for a long time. We started to get a little bit more territory, started to pull Ajax around a little bit, and it wasn't long until we got the key second goal, and a couple of mistakes, hesitancy at the back from Ajax. Ball falls to Leon Bailey. Wonderful, wonderful double step over, and yeah, slots it in with his right foot. He stood Hato up, who's defended really well over the last couple of games, but stood him up really well and finishes with his right foot. This is the new Leon Bailey, who can go both sides as well. And yeah, lovely finish. And that's the key goal. That's the key one. That's the match winner. Gets it his goal. 2-0, and Villa are pretty much cruising from there. And even better for Villa. Duran is about to go through. We play the ball through on the half, pretty much just over the halfway line, and Mansverk pulls him back, and the referee's got no option really, and he's got to give him the second yellow card. And then from there, Ajax down to 10 men, and the game's pretty much done. One other kind of concern is Diego Carlos went down injured on 74 minutes. Longley coming on, Eric Bonham comes on for Bailey on 74 minutes, and then a minute later, again, terrible defending at the back. Ajax trying to play the ball out. Ball falls to John Durant, and he absolutely smashes it underside of the bar, over the line, hits the bar again, and yeah, it's obviously over the line, and he gets his goal, and he deserved it. I thought he played really, really well. I thought he was a nuisance. I thought he was a handful. He brings chaos to the game, and once he got into the speed of the game, I thought he was excellent. A little bit wayward with some of his shooting, but hey, that shot that he hit was fantastic, and what a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful goal. And then the icing on the cake, Mr. Diaby, who I thought had a really good game as well, looked somewhere like back to his best. 6 minutes later, again, ball picked up. Nice play on the right hand side. a little 1-2 with Yuri Tielemans, the defender, can't get a decent touch on it. Diaby runs through, gives the keeper the eyes, and puts it into the near side top corner, and 4-0 Villa. And then absolute party time, and we book our place in the quarterfinals. And a certain Jordan Henderson is left crying Villa tears, and yeah, his time in European football is over. And that was it. 4-0. Great win. Absolutely great win. Loads and loads of you in the chat. Reese in the chat says, class today, mate. Massive win. Exactly, mate. Swagger Records, Jamaica in the house. Amazing, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Edie says, Bailey and Diaby were fire together. We've got to play them together more often. Teddy says, up the Villa, up the Villa, up the Villa. Deco says, great result. Cloudy with a chance UFO says, a great night all around, barring injury to Ollie. Time for Duran to shine a bit, show us what he's about. Um, apparently, Henderson's face was quite a picture when our fourth went in. Paul said, hi, Rich. Hope we play this attacking line against West Ham. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult game, that one, because they've obviously come off the back of a great win today. Rob said we were nervy and a bit sloppy in the first half, but still the better side. Think the players need to relax. Whatever happens, it's been the best ride we've had for many years. The future's bright. Absolutely, Rob. And, I think, like you say, we were the better side. I think we were fairly comfortable. I do think, we'd kind of seen what Ajax had to offer in the first game, and I said before, Brobby is physical. He's got a bit of pace, but I thought didn't think he was going to offer anything more than what he offered on last Thursday, and it proved to be the case. And we could defend against him at home. I didn't think he was going to get much joy away from home, and he definitely didn't. And absolutely, once we got that goal, you could see we'd relaxed, and you could see that ability coming through. And it was so good to see Duran and Diaby both scoring, because that'll be huge for their confidence. These are big games now. It's not like we're playing in the group stages, the high stakes games, knockout games, and if you're getting key goals in those type of games, you're going to build that confidence. So absolutely, really, really good to see. And yeah, what a ride it's been. And whoever we get in the quarterfinals, we're gonna be the favourites, and no team is going to want to play against us. So 100%. Yeah, Heredia Gomez chats and snacks. Duran and Diaby goals will build confidence. Exactly. Musa just needs some time, like we gave to Leon. Peter says Duran only scores worldies. Love him. CC, so glad for Diaby. A real nice goal too, not a tap in. Up the Villa says Adamski. Diaby's best game of 2024, says Rob. Guys, we've got over 100 in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, please, if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. Keep your comments flowing. Let me know who your man of the match was today, and any other little thoughts and comments over the course of the game. So, yeah, let's just talk Ollie Watkins' injury, because that is the key player for us, who we just can't have him out for any length of time. And it's such a shame if he is out for a few weeks, because he's just picked up his England call up. And you'd think that these two games he'd get a real good opportunity to get a couple of goals for England. And imagine playing Brazil in a friendly. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's friendly or whether it's qualify, whether it's World Cup or whatever. Playing against Brazil is huge. And it'd be such a shame if he has to miss that. But I'd hope that it's not too bad. If you can get it treated, hopefully it's not too bad. But we've talked about it. I guess Martinez in goal, Watkins up front. Either of those two pick up an injury, it is really bad. It could be really, really bad. And we're talking about fourth position. We're talking about quarterfinals of the Conference League. We need Ollie Watkins in that side. So I'm a little bit concerned about it. I really am. Really am a little bit concerned. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. One positive, obviously, one positive is John Duran. Like I say, I think CC mentioned we play a little bit different with John Duran, and you could see as he was getting more confident, he was starting to hold the ball up. He was starting to run in behind. You look at the power that he's got when he runs with the runs for the ball. I know it was given a foul, I think, but he played it past the defender and then he pulls the defender back and hits the shot with his right foot and he goes wide. But just that bustling ability, just that kind of raw power and pace is just something that you need. And as I said in my little roundup yesterday, because Napoli are interested in him, he could come in and score a couple of really key goals in this last part of the season, because one, he hasn't played very often this season, so a lot of defenses might not know necessarily how to set up against him, and two, um, he's just so unpredictable anyway. So even if even if they know how to play against him, it's so difficult to kind of cope with him anyway. And I guess most Villa players don't know what he's going to do, so let alone the opposition. So that could be really key. But yeah, hopefully Watkins isn't too bad. It is a concern. It is a concern. Um, who have we got in the chat? Is anyone saying anything? Yeah, but how serious is Ollie and Carlos's injury? I don't know. Like I say, it seems like a cut to his knee. Adam said it didn't look good. Time to rest Ollie and get him back 100% for a week or two. Give Big John a run to show his potential. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens against West Ham. I guess the lucky thing is that if Ollie does have to pull out of the England squad, which is a shame for him, it does mean he's got a rest for us. With Diego, it's just so frustrating for him as well. Obviously he was playing really well. He was handling the physicality of Robbie. If you're thinking about Sunday's game as well, if Mikel Antonio plays, Carlos is the ideal player to stop him. So yeah, it's one of those that it's probably just a niggling injury that he's got again. That's come back. So hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it's just a precaution and a bit of rest will come through. Rod said he was on the pitch at the end, so maybe not so bad there. Jeffrey said scoring. Who have we got? Sorry, standing on the word said Carlos was playing well again. That injury curse strikes. Yeah, John Duran is a wild card. Absolutely, he absolutely is. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Emery says about Carlos. We'll probably find out more tomorrow on both those players. But it's just typical, isn't it? We get a few players back, and then they start getting a couple of injuries. It was also noticeable to see Torres had like a support on his thigh as well. So there are a few walking wounded, and we're obviously going to welcome Ezri Konsa back for Sunday, but we're having to do without John McGinn. So it's going to be interesting to see what Unai Emery does to combat that. Maybe we do go with that kind of pacey front line if Watkins is fit of Bailey, Diaby, Rogers, and Watkins, and kind of utilize the movement of those players. Or will Ramsey be back? For me, I don't think Ramsey comes back into the side. I think we wait until after the international break. I don't think it's worth. I don't think it's worth risking him for Sunday if we've got a 2 week break. So yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those. Positive performances. I thought Matty Cash was excellent. I really did. I thought Matty Cash was excellent tonight. Obviously, he cleared one off the line, but I thought his touch was good. I thought his distribution was good. I thought the way that he was holding the line at fullback. So yeah, really positive. Matty Cash was for me today. Obviously, Torres, some moments where he just shows that class, doesn't panic under pressure, turns players and allows us to play the ball into midfield. Really nice. So yeah, Torres again, really calm and comfortable. And as I say, Diego Carlos was playing really well until he went off injured. Leon Bailey again, really sharp. You can see you can go both ways. And players are scared to tackle him. Scared to kind of commit to him. So, but also he's passing, even in his own half. He's so good now at just passing the ball off, laying it off. He looks so comfortable and calm. Listening to his interview at the end of the game as well, he's got real leadership, real leadership qualities. Leon Bailey, and yeah, I think there's a future, coach or manager in there with him, because he's got a lot of maturity about the way he speaks and the way that he sees the game. So I thought he was excellent. We've obviously given John Duran a lot of praise. I thought McGinn was good. Again, in that position that he's not his favourite. There was a point in the second half where he ran back and he really put his head down and started running, doing that doing that bowling style, and managed to pick up the foul. So that was really good from him, and great for him now to kind of bow out with us in the Conference League. He's suspended for the next 2 or 3 games, so that was good for him. And but I thought Musa Diaby was excellent tonight, and I gave him a little bit of criticism after Sunday where it looked like his touch was off. But tonight I thought he was back on it. You could see a couple of occasions where he could have had a shot and he was trying to set other players up. But once he did score that goal, really, really, really positive for him. And then you could see that the smile was back. You could see the sharpness was back. And that position today, where he's playing with Bailey, he can switch, but he's playing off of the front man. It looked really good for him today. He looked really comfortable in that position, and we were actually giving him the ball. So yeah, really positive from Diaby. I'd probably give Musa Diaby man of the match tonight if it was me. You guys in the chat, let me know your thoughts. Who have we got? Jonathan in the house. Getting Villa just got home. Yeah, what a win, mate! What a win. Diego was classed as the man with his golden gun. He was. Yuri was very good when he came on. Yes, some really nice passes. It's good though when it goes down to 10 men though. That is Yuri Tielemans all over, and he's got space to play. He's got space to pick up passes. He must have loved that. Adamski Ajax aren't good though, so we need to be realistic. Yes, there is a tinge of that as well, but any team you're beating 4-0, especially in a high stakes game like that, is great for great for confidence. We will struggle if Carlos, Watkins, and McGinn are all unavailable for the West Ham and Man City games. Yes, that is the concern. We'll talk more on that tomorrow night in the match preview for West Ham, because I think West Ham will go with the same tactics, but Man City, I think we'll go very defensive, very defensive. Rich Paul says, I think Villa are going to sign striker Pedro from Flamengo in Brazil. We'll take a look at him. Philip Murgatroyd, up the Villa. Love your show, Rich. Thank you very much, mate. Great to see Diaby have a great game, to be honest. I wrote him off. A few people saying he needs to perform, and he did, to be fair, but he did tonight. Clean sheet was a massive positive. Yeah, Martinez as well, right at the end. Robbie was through. He was through, wasn't he? And Martinez just stands up tall, drops down, grabs the ball, just took it off his foot. Brilliant goalkeeping, especially as he didn't have much to do at all tonight. So yeah, that was brilliant goalkeeping. PJJ Hirich just back. Hope you enjoyed the match, mate. We have a squad for a reason. Time for some to step up and keep us ticking over, show us their skills and potential. CC says the last part of the season is when it's time for all just to dig deep. Who wants it more? It's not an easy time for any team going for anything of worth. Exactly. And, it's about winning by hook or by crook. It's about winning. Yes, some of that reggae football. Absolutely. Yes, Spengler said, Rich, it sucks for Jamaica that the Jamaican manager suspended Bailey for the upcoming international. Does anyone know why that was? Is he resting him, or is he actually being suspended that team? That's a really weird, because he's probably the best winger on form in the Premier League at the moment. Setterstein, we're back. We are absolutely back, mate. If they want to be top dog, they got to be better than the current top dogs. Got to happen at some point in the next 2 to 3 years. Anyway, exactly. I'd like to see Leon and Musa play together more often, says PJJ. They could really terrorize defenses together. Yeah, they seem to have a good partnership, and obviously with Watkins as well. It's really, really exciting. Don't write Diaby off, guys. He has shown us he has the goods, just needs time and support for us all. CC, yeah, I agree. Bear in the Garden said the draw for the quarterfinal, semi-final, and final is tomorrow. So that's I think it's 1 o'clock, isn't it? So we'll try and do a reaction show on that tomorrow afternoon if we can. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. Who do people want? Who do people want to avoid? Get in the chat. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you want? Who do you want to avoid? Debu is the GOAT, says T24/7. Paul said this is when Duran will start scoring a lot of goals. You can imagine him scoring 4 against West Ham. Oh, mate, hopefully. But like I say, he's one of those wild card players, isn't he? He could really come through. He could really come through and score a couple of key goals. Yeah, let me know. Let me know who you want in the draw, or who you want to avoid. Um, what about the young players? What about Rogers? Ugent says he was a bit loose with his tackling. I thought once he got into the game, I thought you could see there was a real intent with him, and you can see some of the similarities with a Ramsey and him carrying the ball, and you can see that he's maybe got a little bit more, I guess, intent with regards to shooting, and maybe he just needs his first goal. Eric Bonham, any thoughts on him? A nice time to come on, 10 men for the majority of the time he was on. Um, and some nice passes. He was trying to get forward a little bit more. Maybe he's a bit more comfortable playing in a more advanced position. And then Kellyman, it was nice to see him get some minutes as well, some nice touches. Really nice time for young players to come on um, and get some minutes. I'd have liked to have seen Kane Kessler Hayden get some minutes, but obviously it wasn't possible with the changes that needed to be made. But yeah, it's some nice to see some of the young players getting involved. Good evening, Rachel. Um, Deco said, "I'd like to avoid Jamie Carragher, just generally." Yeah, um, yeah, that was a. If anyone's seen that Twitter clip, that was just absolutely cringe. Um, what have we got here? Uh, Paul said he's improved with timeout and looks lightning quick. Is that Duran? Probably. Setterstein said Morgan can play some incisive passes. And nice to see Kellyman too, says CC. Ugent says going forward, Rogers looked good, not afraid to shoot and can string a good pass as well. Um, Standing on the word, Rogers is showing hunger. I think he's just got to be careful. He doesn't make any rash tackles through frustration. I also think it's part of that European. He's gone from Championship football to then European football, and the difference in the threshold of tackles is probably huge. So yeah, a tackle that he made. I thought he won the ball in the first tackle, but obviously, anytime you're showing your studs, you're going to get a yellow card in the Conference League, and that's the tricky thing. And then any other foul after that, I thought he was actually. I thought the ref did well, to be honest, to say right, that's it, that's enough. So yeah, he probably got an extra life there. PJJ, I agree. Rogers will be quality after a while with Professor Unai. Um, yeah, he won the ball. Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, just in general, guys, what a fantastic win! What a fantastic result! As we said right at the start, we probably were a bit nervous. And to be honest, Ajax did get their tactics right at the start, but Ollie came in with a key goal at a key time, and then we scored the second goal at another key point in the match, 60 minutes, and that's been the hallmark to many of our performances. We know what Unai Emery is like in Europe as well. Um, and yeah, had it stayed at 11 men, I'm sure we would have won comfortably anyway. But the going down to 10 men really made it more comfortable, and 4-0 was a really comfortable scoreline in the end. So a great night. The fans were great as well. There was a time when they were a little bit quiet, but once we got that second goal, I thought the fans were fantastic and the atmosphere was excellent. Now on to Sunday, we've got to pick up that win against West Ham. They've had a great win tonight as well, winning 5-0, I think it was, against Freiburg, which is great for the old coefficient. We're now with a 80 to 85% chance now of securing that fifth spot. Leverkusen nearly went out tonight as well, but they obviously went through. But yeah, great for us. Liverpool winning, Brighton winning tonight, but obviously going out. Villa going through. West Ham going through, so great for that coefficient. So the fifth spot is looking good for Champions League. But yeah, Sunday's massive. I'm going to leave it there though tonight, guys. We've had, like I say, well over 100 watching, up to 150 at one point. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We're marching on to 3,500. We're going to do a special show, Q&A show at 3.5k with a special prize, special competition. So do please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll be back tomorrow. I hope to be back tomorrow afternoon for a reaction to, or live reaction to, the draw. If not, we will definitely be on tomorrow night for Sunday's game match preview. So yeah, the games are coming thick and fast. And then we've got fans forum next week. We've got talking tactics next week. We'll have instant reaction as well. So loads and loads and loads of shows coming up. As John said, get your likes in, villains. What a win tonight! Fantastic victory. Up the Euro Villa, and as always, remember, we all follow the Villa. Thanks, everyone.